I'm buying Bitcoin right now. And it's not because of the bullish divergences that are playing out that we spoke about on yesterday's update. And it's not due to the geopolitics, which I forced myself to wake up at 4 a.m. Now it's 4:32 to give you guys the update. No, it's because of two charts. Two charts that most crypto investors miss. But over my past 6 years of being a Bitcoin analyst, I have told myself no matter how much I see Bitcoin dropping lower in the midterm year, due to our correlation with cycles like 2018, where we capitulated to February of the midterm year, then rallied in May to the 200 daily moving average and retook the Feb low in June. That's what we've done. Feb capitulation, rally to the 200 daily moving average in May, June sweeping of the Feb low. We predicted this on the second week of May, right here on the Crypto Kid channel when Bitcoin was at 81. No matter how much I see Bitcoin dropping lower, because in 2018 we had lower in Q4, so does the S&P 500, thanks to the bearish divergence which they formed together. When I see these two bullish signs, I buy. I start buying because I know we're at least close to the low. We'll talk about the Bitcoin TA. We'll talk about the critical inflation data coming up on Wednesday and Thursday. It looks really bad. I know that President Trump says there's no reason to raise interest rates, but I totally disagree. And I think this will be evidence. Michael Saylor posted a cryptic tweet saying 32 question mark, which is a reference to the 32 Bitcoin that Strategy sold. Controversial event. I have my thoughts. They're buying Bitcoin, but there is some fishiness going on. Geopolitics, I'll give you the updates. And with that, it's going to be our Monday morning video. Ladies and gentlemen, if you enjoy these videos, please do me a favor and destroy the like button. Guys, you have no idea on how long it goes for just hitting the like. It helps the YouTube algo and it pushes the video to as many individuals out there as possible who want to learn about Bitcoin, who want to get these 24 hourly updates that we post here on this channel. If you can leave a like, it would honestly truly mean the world. If you're not subscribed yet, consider subscribing. We post every single day and I pour my heart and soul into these and hopefully you enjoy them. If you do, let me know in the comment section. I read all of my comments and I will give you a like and give you a shout out on our next updates video. With that, let's talk about the first chart. This chart represents the blue line, which is the price of BTC, and the red line that shows the total Bitcoin investors who are in a loss. And currently, 52% of all Bitcoin investors are in a loss, meaning the average Joe that has Bitcoin in their wallet, they are in a net negative on their investments. But the good news is, whenever we reach the over 50% area in total supply loss, it's either at the bottom of Bitcoin or we're getting very close to it. For example, the 2022-2023 bear markets. For example, the 2020 COVID crash, the 2018-2019 bear markets, and the 2015 bear market. We ignore the Genesis cycle, that's non-relevant. But all of these times when we went over 50% in total supply loss, we were getting close to the bottom, and it's been historically a fantastic area to buy, which is the reason that as a long-term holder and believer in Bitcoin, I see 63K as a huge discounted opportunity to accumulate, and I'm buying Bitcoin. If you want to buy Bitcoin as well, feel free to check out the links in the description down below to our partnered exchanges, where you can buy Bitcoin for the first time on places like Bybit with credit card or Apple Pay. If you want to trade Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies, you can check out Weeks, which is where I leverage trade my crypto, BTCC, and Levex. Currently, BTCC is giving the best bonus to crypto kids. With the second link in the description, you can get up to a 30,000 sign-up bonus, plus up to a 10% deposit bonus, and a 33% reduction on trading fees. You create your account with your email and password, and that is it. Check it out. Second link in the description down below. So in summary, I think now is a fantastic time, for me at least, to begin my Bitcoin buying and not delay it until Q4. Yes, I see Bitcoin dropping towards Q4. It's what we've done in 2018 that we're following beautifully. It's what we've done in 2022. But nobody can time the markets with 100% accuracy. It's on the table that Bitcoin maybe does something different. Maybe we do break off the 4-year cycles. It's super, super unlikely. However, there is nothing that's 100% guaranteed. So already at 55% below the all-time high, I see it as a good area to begin my accumulation. And the total supply and loss proves evidence to that. Secondly, on the daily time frame, the RSI has only been at these lows 2 times prior in history, in 2015 and in 2022. In 2015, Bitcoin was at the lows, so was it in 2022. Another reason to jump in for my long-term accumulation on Bitcoin. The RSI is at 15, for God's sake. I'll buy now and I'll buy all the way to Q4. I don't mind. I'm not planning on selling, and I'm okay to hold if we fall another 30% to $40,000. It won't bother me. If you are a leveraged trader, then yes, it can bother you. That's when the semantics of Bitcoin price action for the short term really comes into importance. We saw the drop as expected to 60K. And according to Ben Cowan, we can drop all the way into 42s. So as a leverage trader, crypto kid, what are you doing? In the very, very short term, we have an inverse head and shoulders. Bitcoin is breaking out. No more CME gap. So Sunday pumps have become more credible with positive geopolitical news so far. It's probably subject to change. And bullish divergences forming across many time frames. As a leverage trader, I am currently long on Bitcoin. It's a Hail Mary long, an entertaining long, not with significant capital. I will put significant capital into leverage trading when I get confirmation that the bear market is over, and that's a video for later. For now, I'm just having fun, enjoying the recovery. Like I told you, I went long on Bitcoin yesterday because I saw these bullish divergences, and that's really it. I don't have a take profit. It's stop losses, break even. I just want to see what happens. That's the honest truth. And I'll keep you updated along the way. My important note for you is the long term looks attractive, hence I am accumulating. Now this chart is from a farmer from the 19th century. His name is Sam Benner. He created this chart where he predicted 200 years of global market price action based off of harvest cycles for his crops. This chart has turned out to be 80% accurate. Some even say it's over 80%. 2026 is the ultimate top, where then we have a massive bear market until 2032, according to this. And if we looked into monetary policy that is judged ultimately by inflation, that wouldn't be too incorrect to assume. Why? Significant rate cuts are not expected in 2029 and beyond so far. That's subject to change. But for now, until like 2029, there is no significant rate cuts, which will bring money printing, which will cause altcoins or Bitcoin to go into a super cycle. I think aside from monetary policy and aside from these harvest cycles, I see Bitcoin, there it is. I see Bitcoin appreciating in the 4-year cycles, no matter. And I think we will go up, but it will just be a slower, less performative move up than what most expect. And super cycle, really, it won't happen until the US government defaults on its debts and the US dollar starts tanking in value. Inflation data, CPI, is projected to come at 4.2%, 4.2. And I think it's going to go even higher. My base case for inflation was that it catches up with crude oil, since that's what we did historically, and we're far away. There's still a major gap. Producer prices is a very good, initially more reactive inflation to extrapolate onto the CPI the Fed uses alongside the PCE to come to a decision on the interest rate. The producer prices data takes a look at producers, sees what they pay for raw materials to manufacture their goods. If these guys see dramatic inflation, which they are, in March of 2026, the predicted inflation for the next data point was 4.9%. We came in at 6%. Now the prediction is 6.8. Let's see if we go even higher than that. If producers are paying more, that eventually gets transferred to the consumer, causing CPI to go up. And if the CPI is diverging so far away from the target inflation of 2%, nobody's going to cut rates. And this will continue. Trump says there's no reason to raise interest rates, but I believe there definitely is. Things are becoming so expensive. The only way to control it is by higher interest rates. They claim that the jobs report is beating expectations by how much? Triple. That's totally false. We are not beating expectations by triple. Triple would require 255,000 jobs, right? Those will all get revised down in a few months. And most Americans and more Americans are stuck without work for longer. The number of Americans unemployed for over 27 weeks rose by 155,000 in May to 1.9 million, the highest since December 2021. So don't be fooled by this data. Look at the hard facts. The hard facts show interest hikes, or at least maintaining interest rates where they are, which means no super cycle. It's the truth. It is the truth, the unfortunate truth, that is. 2 days to be looking out for. Wednesday and Thursday, I will be streaming both of these events on the Moon Show channel. Stay tuned. We've got you covered. We'll give you video updates leading into it. Before we talk about MSTR, geopolitical tensions are rising. We're seeing oil prices surge over 4% after Israel attacks Beirut and Iran retaliates with ballistic missiles, says the Kobesi letter. And then Bitcoin surges after President Trump says that Israeli Prime Minister has no choice but to accept an Iran deal. It looks ambiguous. Trump tells Netanyahu to not respond to Iran's ballistic missiles. And then President Trump says he's not happy about attacks, the ongoing attacks. It's all up in the air. The most interesting of them all was Trump saying that they were close to a deal and that we could see a deal by Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday. I don't know. These days and dates have been drifted around multiple times and nothing ended up happening. Who knows if it's false hope or not? We will all see together as a collective. Speaking of false hope, Strategy sold 32 Bitcoin, marking one of the most controversial moments in recent Bitcoin history. Michael Saylor posts 32 ? After hinting more Bitcoin buys. I don't know how they bought the Bitcoin. Stretch, their preferred equity that was able to generate billions of dollars of Bitcoin buying pressure, is off parity. It's below $100 by a significant amount. Right? We're currently trading at $93, so it's 7% below parity, and there's no interest to buy. Then Common A stock, MSTR, is at a 1.2 MNAV. So I have no idea how they would be able to buy big chunks of Bitcoin. I don't think they've bought big chunks of Bitcoin, but perhaps more than the 32. That's my guess. We will find out in roughly exactly 12 hours. That's when we should find the number of Bitcoin purchased published for us to see and analyze. Guys and girls, that concludes today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you all very soon. Take care and bye-bye.